Hello there, humans of Earth. How are we tonight? Welcome back here to the Star Esports Twitch channel. We're going to be bringing you some fun action with the Overwatch All-Star Trials. I will be one of the voices in your head today. I am Beanies, and to my imaginary right, we'll say, because he's on the other side of Discord, is Moshi Man. Moshi, introduce yourself.
Hey, how's it going, Beanies? I'm Moshi Man. I'm here to cast some sweet games. We got some cool matches here in the All-Star Trials. I'm looking forward to seeing some sick plays from our teams here. We got Prospect 3000 and Team Cancer. Any ideas and hopes and dreams?
Well, Team Cancer, I gotta say, I have a little bias towards. I'm a little favorited towards, and nothing about their play particularly. More so the fact that they're a team that came together by playing with each other during a bunch of pickup nights in an Overwatch community Discord. So it's a pretty wholesome team, a pretty wholesome experience. So I think Team Cancer, so far, without seeing anything, has my vote for winning this just because of that.
All right. Well, it seems like we have some cool favoritism, but that's that's a cool thing to have. It's not just like
low key though, low key.
Right. It's just like you're rooting for that team, right? Like it's no bad feelings, no bad feelings.
Like if they get a really nice kill, just like picture me behind the mic, just like pumping my fist, like just like like an old man at like his son's baseball game, just like yeah, way to go, sport.
There we go.
Speaking of sport, speaking of participants of games, we have quite a few people here that some of you may not know, some of you may know, but the likes of some. We have the names of Team Cancer, which consists of Spark, Kezdan, Steal Your Mind, Pugsec, Corsec, maybe their siblings, and Soba. While on Prospect 3000, we're going to be seeing SBDPS, Delara, Cube Zapper, Cacti Knight, Seka 69, and okay, we've had trouble pronouncing this one. It's Borgaleo is ape, right? That's it.
That's what we have been told. We were trying to figure out the match, and if we're doing it wrong, just let us know, guys. We'll fix it up, fix her right up.
We'll just call it him or her ape for the rest of this match.
That's the plan. So if we say monkey or ape, and it's not just Winston.
Exactly.
Cool.
But it's good that we're saying these boundaries early so everyone knows what's going on. And just so you guys know what's going on for this series, we're going to be playing 4 maps for you guys. We got coming up right now, as you can tell, Lijiang Tower. Going to be starting off here on the night market. Then we're going to be moving over to Horizon Lunar Colony for map number 2. Junkertown will be the 3rd map, followed up by Numbani as map number 4. And so, load up here on the Lijiang Tower, Moshi Man, talk to me. With this new 2-2-2 meta that we've been seeing, what are you expecting these teams to run? What would be the ideal composition to whip out right now?
Man, in the new 2-2 update, I actually haven't had time to play Lijiang yet, but that doesn't mean that Orisa and Hog are going to be bad here. I mean, we see Orisa Hog being very strong right now with 2-2-2, and then we also see Mei being very good because she can just control the map so well. So if any of those picks come out, as it looks like they may be,
maybe
from Team Cancer,
slick. I see what you did there. Unintentional, too.
Yeah, you know me, the meme lord, pun usher, ushering in the pun here at All-Star.
Usher, let it burn. Are you a musician, too?
Am I a musician?
We'll never know.
Not really.
But it's time to find out who's going to come out ahead in our first map of the series. We got Team Cancer, we got Prospect 3000, and we got ourselves map number 1 here on Lijiang Tower as the teams are meeting here on the point. A nice wall coming in from Sparks May, getting a DMEC onto Cacti Knight, followed up by a kill on the Seka 69. Starting off real strong, taking out the tank line here.
Yeah, definitely an easy fight there, just because of the Mei wall. Like, you take out a big tank, which allowed them to put pressure on both sides, both tanks. So both tanks down, pretty straightforward win here on first fight for
Team Cancer. Coming up
Team
ahead,
Cancer.
yeah. Doing a real good job. Definitely showing us why this is the quote-unquote new goats with the Mei Reaper. If you take a look at the ultimates, Pugsec is on that Reaper, and typically a Reaper ultimate is considered, you know, one of the longer charging ultimates, but right now it's definitely getting up there in percent, near 60%, but Cube Zapper on the other side, on the team of Prospect, we have to keep an eye out for him if he can whip out any good Gouda with that blade, but he may not even get a chance to because Spark is kind of just running around with this Mei, just having a field day.
Yeah, they got their tanks line down, and now they can just apply as much pressure as they want. Like the hook onto the Orisa, onto Sekka 69 was really huge there, and it's really allowing Pugsec to just build so much ult charge. Like the slows, you know, Reaper wants to be close range, and it hook, pull, and freeze keeps all of his enemies in close range, so he can build ults so quickly.
So fast. Look at that, 95%. And a big ultimate to keep an eye on is Corsec's beat, but will not be ready in time for Cube Zapper's blade as it comes in, unleashing hell onto all his opponents. But unfortunately, he is the one that will be sent to his death. He is going to drop first. Will Cube Zapper, and then Pugsec comes in big with that Death Blossom, taking out Delara. And with Pugsec paying for it with his life, we will see Team Prospect, while they are putting up a good fight, they are going to slowly but surely lose out here to the dominance of Team Cancer.
Yeah, it's a little 3v4 here. A couple people remain from Prospect 3000, but they're just being pushed back. They can't seem to group up. We see a big Mei ult coming out.
It's 90%.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to make it to the point, are they?
No, Steal Your Mind takes out Sekka 69, and with 96%, the only person who can make it here is Reaper, but with SB DPS popping that ultimate early, he will not pick up any kills and will actually die for that. Cube Zapper, though, able to get to the point. Unfortunately, though, he may pick up a kill. He may get overtime, but I don't think this is going to look very promising for Prospect 3000 as Team Cancer is just dismantling this lineup here. And on the first map of Lijiang Tower, we will see a pretty dominant 100-0 win by Team Cancer.
Yeah, definitely. That first fight made all the difference there, and they were on dive, so they had to switch comps. So they initially started off on the back foot, right? So we saw that they seemed to have pretty comparable play when they were fighting equally, 4v4 right at the end there until the trickle into the last point. Excuse me, but they just, you know, once you have the point, it's easier to hold the point than it is to, you know, give it away. Like, yeah. So, or to capture it. So
to retake it.
Good job to Team Cancer. Don't give me cancer.
Exactly, Team Cancer, the astrology sign. Shout out to all the Cancers out there. I personally am an Aquarius Pisces cusp. I'm born at the end of Pisces, start of Aquarius, I believe. So I'm a little bit of both, but Steal Your Mind, he's going to turn Cube Zapper into dust because Cube Zapper gets dropped by a hook early on, and now another hook comes in. A purple, so well done right there, dropping multiple members very low, but no one is going to be able to capitalize. Pugsec just doing so much DPS to the opponents that while SB DPS may be the only one left alive, Team Prospect will in fact lose their first fight yet again here on Lijiang Tower. Team Cancer looking so dominant, Moshi.
Yeah, they're definitely looking dominant. I think that fight went a lot better than the one on the first map. But we have Rein Zarya versus Hog Hook and Orisa Pull, so they had to be really careful.
Yeah, be careful of that. As you said it, the hook came in. Maybe Caster Curse, you know? Have to check the taboo on those things, but the fight is going to progress slowly onto the point. We have to be careful, though, as Prospect 3000's tank is going to drop incredibly low. Sekka 69 drops so low, but that's incredible Death Blossom by SB DPS.
Big momentum.
Drops multiple members, takes out both the supports, and that may be the fire that Prospect 3000 needed to get themselves ahead in this series. Finally, taking the point for the first time yet this entire map.
Yeah, really well coordinated there. I mean, you saw them rolling up, putting a lot of pressure on Team Cancer, but they were confident. You could tell that they were ready to go and ready to fight. So they didn't mess up, and that paid off for them. So we got a bunch of brawling going on here now. Team Cancer trying to poke in. Don't overextend, Sekka.
Yeah, don't overextend. A massive purple. God, Delara is really coming up clutch with these purples. Unfortunately, yet again, we will not see much come from it, but a Shatter looks incredibly promising, and actually Pugsec takes out the ulting Cube Zapper Genji, basically putting that Genji blade to 0 efficiency, because now he has to build that whole ultimate up again.
Yeah, things looking pretty even from both teams. We've got a defensive ult on from Corsac here coming out, and they're gonna have to watch out for Sparks Blizzard on the point. But if they can pull off a really hefty grab, have that Reinhardt swing his hammer in there, they might be able and extend the fight. They might be able to win the fight. So they definitely don't want this to last too long. Oh, big hook
may not last very long at all. A hook is thrown in there, taking out Sekka 69. We see the beat counteracting the Graviton Surge, doing a great job at keeping Team Cancer up, alive, and healthy. Steal Your Mind, Soba, and Pugsec filling up the kill feed right now, lining it up, having it look like a Christmas tree. And finally, the lights will go dark on SB DPS, and he'll be sent back to the gray screen.
Yeah, a bit of a stagger there, but I think that's fine. They have one more fight here. As long as they make it to the point with all this crowd control, they should be able to contest pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I've been there, man. Sekka, I know that feeling. You just get walled off from your team and you're left to die. And now there's a 5v6 with this round on the line, with this map on the line. Can Prospect get this? Another incredible purple nade coming in from Delara. But once again, there is no follow-up to that. It's such a sad tale to see an Ana player perform so well with these purple grenades, but they're just at the wrong times. And now with Cacti Knight finally getting to the point, stalling it out, Cube Zapper doing his best to help his team just stay alive a little bit longer. Finally, we're going to see Team Cancer take Lijiang Tower and take a 1-0 series lead.
Yeah, there we go. We've got Team Cancer in the lead now. Really dominant performance there. I don't even know if they had to change like any of their characters when they were playing. They just seemed to do. They had really great synergy the whole match, and like, you know, I don't know what else to say really. Oh, that's juicy.
It's something to speak to Team Cancer about how something like this happens with SB DPS coming in with a huge Reaper ultimate, wiping them out, flipping the momentum, flipping the fight for Team Prospect. You know, sticking with that comp and saying, hey, we think this is what's going to get the job done. And even though they failed on that defense right there, they came back the next fight, they took it back, and they controlled the rest of the map for the rest of the whole countdown, I guess, the percentage. And now they have a 1-0 series lead, so kudos to them. Kudos to Team Cancer.
Yeah, great job, Team Cancer. Good job to Prospect 3000, too. I mean, they did win one of the maps, and it was really... Or not maps, but one of the fights, and it was really clean. They did a great job coordinating that. And props to the Reaper. I think that was Sekka.
The Reaper was SB DPS.
Oh, right. He's DPS. There we go.
I wonder how we figured that one out. It's in his name. Wink, wink. But
anyways, moving on to Horizon Lunar Colony.
Something I want to actually talk about with you.
Yeah.
Something new came out recently in a recent patch next to the whole 222 thing was every single hero's ultimate takes 12% longer to build up now.
Yeah.
So it's something that I think we should take note as the broadcast team, but also the fans, people watching should take note how much more valuable ultimates are going to be because of this change. Because of the 12% increase, you know, some ultimates aren't as affected. You know, a Reinhardt will still build his ultimate super fast. A Moira will still build her ultimate super fast. But when you're playing, you know, a Lucio, you're playing a Reaper, you're playing a Zarya, these ultimates aren't going to charge nearly as quickly. And so there's going to be a lot more, you know, high risk, high reward with these kinds of ultimates. So we have to keep track of these kind of what comes of ultimate usage and how it affects the rest of the team. Because when Cube Zapper used that Dragon Blade and just got killed right as it came out, I don't know if he had another one for the rest of the map, you know?
Right, yeah, he wasn't able to do enough damage and, you know, get in there to build another one at all. Like,
And it's probably because the 12% definitely attributed.
Yeah, if a 12% increase across the board is just like, it makes every ult much more tactical. And you have to be much more precise with using it and the timing.
I'm still throwing out my shatters.
Yeah, shatters, that's kind of a different story because hopefully you're able to combo with Graviton and build like 70% ult charge, and then just have Shatter next fight. So it's like, that's what you want to be doing. It doesn't always work out that way, as we all know, from playing rank.
It really do be like that. Yeah. It really
do. Ideally, you know, in a vacuum, that is what you want to see. So it makes every other ult more valuable. Maybe besides a couple that build really fast. And even the fast ones, right? Like, they don't feel as oppressively fast, I guess.
Yeah,
you would say. Like,
playing Ana, for example. Ana's an ultimate I've always felt is super quick at charging, but I've been playing her a lot in ComQ recently, and I definitely feel the longer ult charge time on her. You know, you definitely can feel it taking a little bit longer to get that nano boost up, a little bit longer to get that coalescence up.
You remember when Nano gave you a movement speed boost?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
The OG movement speed, damage buff, damage reduction, and healing buff.
Crazy.
That was the Beyblade meta. Because then, back then, when you nanoed Reaper, like, can you imagine if that nano was on Reaper now, who already has, like, what, 40% lifesteal per attack? So his,
that would be crazy.
His lifesteal is then increased because of the nano boost. So he would actually just be, like, near impossible to kill. But Reaper is not seen on this map. So these compositions, Moshi, talk to me. What are you seeing here? Do you like what we're seeing on the offense as they're running right on the point?
I definitely do. Offense teleporting is always a pretty decent strat. I usually see teams getting like at least one tick, which is huge on Horizon First, and we can see that they
so close to that one tick, man.
I know.
Oh man, they just barely missed out getting the hook on the Pugsec, and the res comes in on the Kesdan, and while this cheeky little teleportation trick may have been what they thought they needed to get done, unfortunately for them, they're just going to be sent back to spawn.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's nice to have that one tick. It really shortens up the fight for maybe, what, 40 seconds of commitment?
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. And it puts them on the map, right?
Exactly. That's the big thing.
Now they switch off and they do something else, maybe. Looks like they might hold their attack with SB DPS until they get ult charge.
Teleport comes up top. I can't believe Prospect actually gave up this high ground. An interesting choice. The hook does come in, and unfortunately, no one's going to die from that, but the hook actually goes on the Pugsec, the tank form. That's not someone you want to be hooking in, and he actually jumps off, but he will take down SP DPS on the lower end. Cube Zapper also taking down Kesdan. We will see a 5-for-5 fight until Steal Your Mind and Cacti Knight turn this into a 4v4. Steal Your Mind wanting to show why he is the better Roadhog, picking up multiple members. And Prospect 3000, all they have to deal with is raid boss Reinhardt, and he finally loses that nano boost. They get purpled, but you know what? It's too little too late, and German Engineering just got sent back to the workshop.
Ooh, what a line. I like that there. We see Team Cancer doing a lot of work here on defense. They were able to really neutralize that push, and now you can see that Symmetra is trapped behind enemy line.
Symmetra does have that ultimate though, and if you place that ultimate properly, that's going to be so painful. But oh my gosh, she wasted it. She just threw it down. But a massive shatter comes in with Cube Zapper also doing some big work right there, taking the Dragon Blade out, killing multiple members, and now we will finally see the offense get their time in the spotlight.
There we go. What a beautiful push there. Looks like just Steal Your Mind left along with his Mercy. Gonna try to stall the point out a little bit. Hey, but it does pull an ult out from Cacti Knight, so there we go.
But Prospect 3000 does get the job done. They do get themselves onto Objective B. Unfortunately, Spark, great job on the Hanzo right there. Picking off Cube Zapper, definitely slowing the momentum. And something I've always been a believer in is the most dangerous point of defense for point B is the first attack. Because if the other team is able to snowball their ultimates out over you, then, I mean, it just stings, you know? Like, if you survive that first attack, you're going to be doing pretty well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that, too. Something I always talk about on this map is if you have that momentum and you just leave, like, one person on the point back there to cap or something, you can shut down any sort of defense. Like building up a defensive strategy, proper positioning, and just snowball in and just win the map. And it can be so quick.
Ooh, SB DPS takes Pugsec out incredibly quickly. Unfortunately, though, The res will come in, but Cube Zapper capitalizes on that, takes down Kezdan, will trade his life for it. A 5v5 is now in effect with Seka dropping onto the point. The lone Orisa standing on her ground will get dropped. Unfortunately, the beat is going to be used. A questionable ultimate choice, I have to say, but right now it is paying off for them. Spark is going to be kept alive by the Pocket Mercy. Soba doing her best to just keep this Hanzo afloat. Kezdan also dropping low. And now the respawns will come in for the defense, and we will see Team Cancer stave off another attack from Prospect 3000.
Yeah, Team Cancer is going to be forced to use Mercy's ultimate, though, and that's probably going to clean up the fight here. They're going to try to stagger this little baby diva, and hopefully Prospect 3000 can regroup here.
Definitely a worth trade, though, dropping Soba's ultimate for that win. We'll get that back pretty quickly. Another one of those ultimates that, you know, won't be feeling that change too much.
Yeah, we have a lot of ultimates coming up here for Prospect 3000. We've got SBDPS with Hanzo, who just switched off Hanzo from Widow. Ooh, Steal Your Mind looking for a cheeky hook here.
And actually, take a look with Cacti Knight on the Diva. An interesting swap compared to Steal Your Mind's Hog. So, Cacti Knight can turn this whole hog into pork chops. Unfortunately, though, he will come out on top there. Korsek taking out Cube Zapper, who does in fact take down Kezdan in return. But once again, the name of the game is Team Cancer. And the poor lads on Prospect 3000 are just living in this world that Team Cancer chooses to let them stay in.
Some really nice plays from both sides, but I think they're definitely waiting. We're gonna try to push in with both Diva Bomb and Dragons from SBDPS here. The only ult that we really have is going to be Deadeye from Pugsec on defense. So if they can time this right, they may actually have a window of opportunity here to push in. As we can see, the Dragons coming out on the high ground. Wow.
And that may be what breaks the dam wide open. SBDPS does get picked off, but Pugsec responds and does it even one better, taking out two members of the opposing team. Unfortunately, though, Cube Zapper and Seka will pick up kills, but I do not think that these are going to be very influential. They're taking out multiple members. Steal Your Mind does take out Cube Zapper here, and while they finally are getting some point progress, I don't know how long this will last. The respawns are going to come in very shortly with Steal Your Mind stalling out on the point, and he has the supports back. The beat is dropped, and he does in fact fall, but Soba is alive. The pool, will he take out Soba? No, Soba does stay alive for now. The Dragon Strike is used, and Spark takes out Cacti Knight now with the Coalescence in effect, and Pugsec just doing what he does best, and that's clicking heads, getting those left clicks, making sure that they defend this point, and they do just that. But there is a tick of progress, so Prospect do put themselves in a position to win come defense.
Definitely. They've got about 20 seconds left. If they can rally their team here, they could potentially do a nice dry push. Pugsec almost to Deadeye again, but they really need to run in there and just see if they can make it work. Like, they've got 10 seconds left, and it's time to go. Prospect 3000. Your Prospect is 10 seconds.
Ooh! Cube Zapper gets the nail boost, and he takes out Steal Your Mind, followed by a kill onto Spark with a absolutely crucial for his team to win out. He gets 2 more kills. This is Cube Zapper absolutely popping off. And Prospect 3000, this might be the fight that they need. This may be what they needed to get themselves through Objective B here on Horizon Lunar Colony. But Steal Your Mind will put 1 damage into this Kink of Armor as Steal Your Mind takes out SBDPS. And Spark comes back from spawn, comes in on the Tracer, takes out Cube Zapper. And now, with multiple members from the defense coming back, this fight, it looks so good for Prospect, and they did get a little more progress, but ultimately, I don't think Prospect are going to get any farther.
They need some sort of ultimate to save them here. It looks like the only one coming up really is Cacti Knight, but he's out of mech now, and it's still pretty... looks like Team Cancer probably going to take it if they can kill this Doomfist.
Ooh.
One more last attempt here from the Genji, and that's it. Team Cancer holding strong on defense.
There we go. Team Cancer doing a fantastic job on defense. Unfortunately, gave up 1 tick and some change, but they do have themselves in a priority position to win out because all they have to do is get a little more than a tick and a half and on second point, and they'll have a 2-0 series lead.
And that's what we all want to see is the lead from the winners. You know, I mean, I don't want to say that with a bias, but I mean, we want the people who deserve to win. And we see Team Cancer playing super well tonight, and it's been a joy to see exactly what's going on here. Prospect 3000 doing some good things too. I love just the play between these teams. I've cast for Team Cancer before. They did great then, and it's beautiful to see all their coordination. So, best of luck to both teams in their next map fight here. So, what about these comps? What do we got? We got Tracer? What do you think about the Tracer?
I like it. I'm all for this, you know? I mean, they're still able to do this very briefly, so why not give it a shot, you know? Bring out that triple DPS. It's something that they can afford to do, I think, especially because they're on offense. So, you know, since they're on offense, they give it a try. If it doesn't work, they go back, they change it up, and they surprise the defense with something else. But this could work out. I mean, they have those Genji, Sombra just hit Q win conditions, so maybe they'll pull out some good strats and get themselves a very quick time on Horizon
Definitely. I think they have the advantage of their movement abilities, so if they go around to left side, they have all the cover they need, and they're going to force Prospect 3000 to rotate to them. So that's what you want to do as a tech team. Sombra going to try to hang out on the point here.
Ooh,
looks like they're putting pressure on them now, though. So
yeah, Pugstack getting a little too cocky right there. Does get himself killed. The point is being slowly taken right here. Will get stopped. Good response coming out by Prospect 3000. Staving off this first attack from the triple DPS composition we see Team Cancer running. And if we take a look at the ultimates, Delara, 63% charge, doing a fantastic job at keeping her team alive. Whereas Steal Your Mind, 84% on this Sombra ultimate. That is so close. Once they hit that 100% on the Sombra EMP, that's just the go button.
It sure is. Yeah, they don't have Genji anymore, but they want to have a counter Widow here, but the
same
it'll
effect,
allow
though.
that Tracer to just do anything that they want.
Yeah, and if you pop the EMP and there's no shields coming down, Pugsec can, you know, just fire off shots nonstop, not having to worry about anyone blocking them.
Yeah, we see a little bit of a Widow duel on the high ground here, but SP DPS has a shield, so there we go. Here comes the EMP.
Oh man, that EMP hit 6 people! That's a fat EMP if I've ever seen one. Don't even dare put that thing on a Weight Watchers diet. Pugsec takes out Cube Zapper. 1-for-1 trade with Seka 69 responding down to Kezdan, but the point is being taken. Oh, so very close to a pick. A nice ult being dropped, but Spark does take out Cacti Knight before he can remech. And with a Widowmaker controlling the point right now, that's not what you want to be seeing. Seka finally does drop, but SPDPS dies for his troubles. And we will finally see this first point being taken by Team Cancer.
That was pretty beautiful, I gotta say. You know, something about triple DPS is just like high risk, high reward, and they found the reward. They took a bit of time. Yeah.
Just trying to flex on them. That's really all you're doing with triple DPS. You know, I'm mechanically better than you, and here's why in an SA format. But we got something else other than an SA format. This might be considered video format. Ask your professors on that one. Because we see Spark going in there, causing a little distraction, being a little annoying. Recalling back out, 92% on that pulse bomb. Definitely an ultimate to watch out for. I'm not sure if it actually got buffs or the buffs are on the PTR, but if they haven't come already, Tracer is getting an ult buff.
Oh, Sombra's going after the Widowmaker here on the high ground, kind of solo. But notice that the Diva is there.
And SPDPS takes out Soba on the Ana, definitely delaying the offense a little longer. But with 4 minutes on the clock, they can afford to take their time. You know, having only a tick and some change to take really gives you the opportunity to, you know, build up 6 ultimates, just run in there and hit Q. Oh man, is he gonna get hit? Steal your mind. Oh, what? That sleep. Oh man, that sleep could have been so clutch if the kill came through. Look at that. SB DPS got so low. Spark though, taking out Cube Zapper, avenging his fallen teammate in Kezdan. We see the Mercy Valk being used. Maybe Corsac can get his teammate back alive. Pugsec asserting dominance over his counterpart in SB DPS. Corsac does in fact get Kezdan alive. And with 4 members getting EMP'd, we're going to see this offense look so incredibly dominant. Pugsec takes out Cube Zapper's tire. Oh, that's so demoralizing. And with no tanks near the point, with no more bodies to throw at it, Cube Zapper, SBDPS, they're going to try. They may try their hardest, but I do not think it will be nearly enough with Dallara and Seka coming back in. But you know what? I may have spoken too soon. These defensive spawns are going to come in pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's the disadvantage to running DPS. You don't have, or triple DPS, you don't have a ton of sustain. So if Prospect 3000 can get their tanks on the point now, they may be able to get it done. Oh. But as you can see, they're so close to capturing Team Cancer.
Kesdan comes in, lays the smackdown on the Cacti Knight, and does assert his dominance. This triple DPS composition, it stalled out for a while. They may not have had the point presence they needed, but they kept the fight going. They kept the staggers coming, and they just keep winning these 1v1s. Corsac even takes out Seka, and Spark gets a beautiful pulse bomb there onto 8, and he takes him down. And this fight has been going on for almost 2 minutes, and EMP is thrown down. Spark picking up multiple kills thanks to that. Kesdan also joining in the fun. Cacti Knight will barely be able to drop that Diva Bomb. That might be what breaks him back. Cacti Knight does take out Steal Your Mind just after getting res. Pugsec, though, is just raining down. He's shooting fish in a barrel. He's shooting the backside of a barn. He's just having a field day right now on this Widowmaker. And while he does take out Ape yet again, Cacti Knight, the only point presence they have. SPDPS trying to help out too. But this is just not the fight that they want. Oh, man. SPDPS.
Oh, goodbye, Spark.
Dashes into the mines. You hate to see it. And I can't believe it, though. I can't believe this. I think Team Prospect's going to hold it.
Yeah, and they're doing, I mean, if they end up holding this, this is a huge time waster.
I think I jinxed it. I think Caster Curse struck, because right after I said that, Spark decided to flip on his aimbot.
There it goes.
Someone check Spark's mouse at the end of that, because geez, right when I said that, Spark decided to start killing everyone on Prospect 3000.
You can only, you can only hold on for so long and sustain that sort of frantic play for so long. It's pretty amazing that they were able to hold on the way they did.
Oh
so
my God.
Props to Prospect 3000.
Pretty ridiculous if you ask me, I did not think Prospect would be able to fight back, and there were a few moments they genuinely had a chance to win that fight. And if they win that fight, there's it's very hard for me to believe that if they win that fight that they don't win the whole map. Because at that point, so many ultimates are blown, morale is low. You just have this 2-minute long drawn out fight that you lose. And so if Prospect just does a few things differently, they may be coming out here with a 1-1 series tie,
Right. I think that Prospect definitely has a good chance. So I'm just going to take this time in the middle of our 4 maps, potentially just 3, depending on who wins here. We're going to do and mention our player of the match poll. I believe that has been being linked in the Twitch chat. So go ahead and vote on your player of the match. We're looking to interview the player of the match after the matches here. So let us know who you want to see in the interview, and go ahead and vote on that poll. It should be like a straw poll or something in the chat for you guys. So
let us know. I mean, personally, if I had to choose one from each team, I think Dallara on Prospect 3000 has been doing a tremendous job, and I think on the side of Team Cancer, I think Pugsec has been doing a fantastic job. But Steal Your Mind too, and then Spark had that pop off. See, Team Cancer is hard for me. Prospect, I'm pretty confident on Dallara being my MVP of that team.
All right, guys. On our 3rd of 4 maps, guaranteed 4 maps of gameplay for you all, we're going to be going to Junkertown Escort. So looks like Team Cancer is going to be on defense first, and we're going to see Prospect 3000 on the assault. So, can they pull off a win here? They have the ability to go 2-2 and gain their points for each map that they win. So that's kind of how the All-Star Trial work, just to inform everyone.
And while everyone's listening, don't forget, support Star Esports. Give us a follow here on the Twitch channel. If you're feeling real generous, throw us a subscribe. Hit up our Twitter. Stop by there, hit them with a follow as well, because Twitter needs some love too. And just stay up to date with everything Star Esports. We have a Discord server too. It's a great time. You want to get in the tournament and you have some buddies who feel that competitive itch, just hop in here, have a little fun with us, and do what these teams are doing right here. Shout out to Team Cancer and Prospect 3000 for getting together with 5 other people and fulfilling that competitive drive.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what teams can, amateur teams can kind of pull together. It's really cool to just see people take it seriously. You know, people like to, and the competitive style of gaming is so different than the casual attitude. Like, you want to have the most optimal strategies. You want to communicate, and that's all something that takes a lot of practice and effort. So it's great that these teams can both dedicate this time to that goal. So let's see what we have coming out here on defense and offense on Junkertown. Got a few seconds until they select their heroes, but Steal Your Mind, I can tell from their health bar on a tank.
Yeah, wow, look at that. We already have a little peek at what's going on with
a little bit of a sneak peek. Anyways, I think we're probably going to see some Orisa Hog here on offense and defense. Oh, look at that. Widowmaker from Pugsec and SBDPS. We've got the Widows back, but Team Cancer looking to run double sniper with the Hanzo. And I guess you could say Prospect 3000 is running double sniper, but, you know, Ape is on a healing sniper. Not really the main focus there.
Yeah, I mean, technicalities, you know, we'll call it double sniper. Don't want to devalue the work Anna's done. I'm sure she's a precise marksman. So,
oh, look at the spot that Pugsec is in right now. That's new to me.
Wow. Oh yeah, I've used this spot. Oh, I've used this spot before. I'm a big fan of it. It's good for the first start, and then
gets taken out.
See, usually right above that, there's a little ramp, and usually you want to grab onto that and then use that to just launch up and get like a cheeky hook shot to start the map. But unfortunately, he just sits there like a sitting duck, and he will pay for it with his life. And now we will get to see
who pulls the trigger faster.
Exactly, and the Wild Wild West sure does not have any mercy or forgiveness attached to it. But Pugsec will take out Cube Zapper. Prospect 3000 getting some decent card push right here, making their way through point number 1 on Junkertown. But Pugsec will come back with a vengeance, feeling that burn coming in from SBDPS earlier, taking out Cacti Knight, and with Silva rezzing up the Baptiste. Spark joining in the fun as well. We're going to see this first offensive push from Prospect 3000 get halted in its tracks. Oh, wait! Ooh, that's nice.
Soba going down.
Yeah, Soba, you poor player.
Man, I feel like that there is a chance here for Prospect 3000 to push in. They just need a cheeky Widow. Oh, that's probably going to kind of seal the deal, isn't it? Ape goes down to the Snipies.
Dragon Strike comes in, a beautiful shot there on the SB DPS. Pugsec really asserting dominance right now in the sniper-focused part of Junkertown. Spark picking up 2 kills now. Heard me say that and wanted to let everyone know that he is the dominant sniper on this team. Unfortunately, though, does die, so for the time being, I'm going back to Pugsec. Spark, if you have an issue with that, come back and get some more kills.
Yeah, I mean, those arrows can only shoot so many people. You can only hold so many arrows on your back.
Why can't I hold all my arrows?
Bullets are easier to carry.
Wow, excuses.
Oh!
I guess SBDPS was getting tired of all the chatter about Pugsec. Comes in with a nice headshot there onto his counterpart, and that may be what Prospect 3000 needs to push through onto point B of Junkertown. We will see Steal Your Mind get hooked in, and will be thrown out as a Dragon Blade is used by Cube Zapper. He's trying to pick up anyone he can with the Nano Blade attached to him, and Spark will get dropped first, but Cube Zapper has nowhere else to go thanks to the Whole Hog, but Cacti Knight will follow in his footsteps, take out his counterpart on the other Road Hog. He's dropping very low, gets a little too cocky, doesn't have that bait to heal himself back up, and Soba will get the resin, somehow manages to survive. Delara misses out on some crucial left clicks on Zen, and now we will see the defense, which looked to be faltering slightly, hold strong here with 1:20 left on Junkertown.
Yeah, the damage boost from Mercy and the damage boost from Bongo made a huge difference in that fight. You saw Zeka 69 on their Orisa go down so quickly to that damage. It was like, I almost missed it, but maybe these Widow sites can give the offense what they need, the picks they need to strategize.
Ooh. Oh man, Pugsec gets pulled very close to his death. Steal Your Mind, though, actually does get pulled to his death. Will also get purpled, and Secca finishes off Pugsec from a range, showing everyone who the real sniper is. The window will be popped, but Corsac will get pulled right through it and sent to his demise. That is not the dimension you want to get pulled into, as Cube takes out Spark. And
so clean!
Finishes off.
That was so clean, guys. Oh my god.
Someone get us a Swiffer right now, because we need to show them how clean they really are.
Get some Clorox wipes, guys. Those windows are already clean. You might not need them.
And with that, Objective A on Junkertown will get taken by Prospect 3000, moving themselves on to Point B. Definitely a little bit of a different setup. Sounds like an oxymoron right there. Definitely a little bit, you know.
No worries, man. We've got the shield battle going on. We still have the Widows here on the high ground.
Ooh!
Speaking, Pugsec getting taken out on the defense with the Dragon Strike on the card here.
And he actually will get dropped after throwing out that Dragon Strike. SB DPS is just dictating the pace of this second point. Sova, a risky res, but thanks to that lamp, will get kept alive. Now, you understand why people say they love lamp, but Cube Zapper loves his Dragon Blade, and he is going to slash and hack his way through the back line of Team Cancer. And just like that, Prospect 3000 are finishing up Objective B here on Junkertown and looking so promising for Objective C.
Definitely looking strong for the third point here. I think that we have found where Prospect 3000 is comfortable here. They may have just not been as comfortable on the previous two maps, but I think this is definitely something that they want to be doing. So they've either practiced this really well, or Team Cancer just getting unlucky. I mean, we saw them being dominant. Prospect 3000 looking super strong. Probably going to take 0.3.
Yeah, but we have to take this with a grain of salt, because Objective 3 here on Junkertown can be pretty difficult to take. As I say that, though, we see kills traded between both teams. Spark and Cube Zapper getting themselves some sweet stat boosting. Healing going to be thrown down onto the team. Dragon Strike will cut the team in half, so now Prospect 3000 is going to be left fending for themselves. The poor Secca 69 will be the first victim of this atrocity, and Spark gets taken down after he's purpled. Delara doing a fantastic job at finding out that singled out target, eliminating them, and then getting out with a nice little tactical crouch on the way out of there.
Ooh. Cacti Knight almost getting a hook onto that Orisa. That could have been really big there.
SP.
Corsac getting taken out, right?
No wonder Nike named a brand of shoes after this guy. A nice little hook there.
Amazing things happening for Prospect 3000 here. It seems like Team Cancer is in a bit of a disarray.
Ooh, SBDPS! These people have families! Oh my god!
That is huge.
Just lit up the kill feed. Oh my god, this guy... Honestly, we need to get an admin in here. Check this guy's mouth. He just turned it on.
Looks like there's going to be one resurgence here from Team Cancer as they bring out a bunch of ults.
We see Cube Zapper actually getting 3 with that Dragon Blade. SB DPS missing that spotlight. Takes out Kezdan. And this looks like it's just going to be a one fight for Prospect 3000. And with 1:20 left on the clock, that's going to be a convincing Junkertown full push by Prospect 3000.
Yeah, really good stuff there. I knew that we had... they had a coup d'etat in them. They were in it to win it from the start. I think something that made a big difference, that will make a big difference for Team Cancer, is how long they held them on the first point. 1:20 is not that long. I mean, we saw the second and the third point be really clean, but that first point was like 4 minutes of holding. So if Team Cancer can be a little more effective on first point, and match the performance on the next 2 points, we may see Prospect 3000 go down on this map. But I think based on their offensive ability, their defensive ability will be comparable. So they will be able to defend at the same level as they were offending. So hopefully that is the case. I want to see the underdogs, pull something out here. I don't want to say underdog, but based on the score,
they're an underdog right
now. They're the underdog. So
you can just say it. They're down 2-0 right now. They're in a hole. They're looking like Shia LaBeouf circa 2001. They have to dig their way out of it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what both teams can do. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a close one. I think this one's gonna be close. We see Pirate Ship coming out from Team Cancer though, so that is very exciting.
Yeah, I said the wrong Disney movie. It's not Holes, it's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Basically.
Basically.
Just don't know which one.
Does that make Pugsec Jack Sparrow?
It may.
Because, I mean, if he's on the pirate ship... Oh, he's not even on the pirate ship right now. Wow. The nice hook comes in, taking out Kesdan, but Pugsec is still going to do Pugsec things. Unfortunately, when you don't have a shield protecting you, there's not much you can do right there. This isn't beta, Bastion. What are you thinking, brother? Cube Zapper throws in a mine, takes out Steal Your Mind, actually. Cacti Knight finishing off a kill on the Corsac. And that pirate ship didn't even get itself to point very much. And that's the most crucial part of this composition, is setting up that stationary hold on the objective.
It really is. Pirate Ship has a weakness to pull and hook, right? Because they can just pull the Bastion from above the shield. So they just need to be able to be careful of that. And inherently, the meta counters Pirate Ship right now. So it's going to be tough to pull this off for Team Cancer.
Look at that. Both supports going down at the hands of SBDPS. Definitely putting some crazy numbers up right now. Definitely. Ooh, thought he hit that. He heard us talking about that MVP poll. Want his name thrown in there too. So if you guys are deciding on your MVPs, don't forget about SBDPS. Vote right in your Twitch chat. Enjoy that while we continue here on this incredible full hold coming out of Prospect 3000. Something you would not expect having seen the last two maps. And SBDPS, my God.
Just
what are you doing?
Heads left and right. This is huge. We know how much Widowmaker matters on this map. They really need to take... Oh, Soba going down.
The hook, too. Just the staggers coming in. Prospect 3000, my gosh.
They really need to just group up, go in one more time, recenter themselves. I think Team Cancer definitely has a shot based on their previous performance. But Prospect 3000 shutting down Team Cancer's prospects, if you know what I mean.
I definitely know what you mean. Hoi, hoi, hoi. And SBDPS popping those walls. Able to see everyone. Might as well have some wall hacks if you already have the aim hacks on your mouse, you know what I'm saying? Cube Zapper, oh my gosh! Just whips out that tire, picks up a 3K, dropping all the squishies on Team Cancer. And Moshi, we're at 1.5 minutes right now, and I think the payload's moved 31 meters, max.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive here. This is a full hold in the making. If you look at the ultimate percentages, though, we're gonna have 4 ults for the next fight if they don't stagger. So we've got Kestan, we have Diva, Corsac, Soba. So 2 support ultimates, 2 tank ultimates versus another 2 tank ultimates and 2 support ultimates. So this could be big. Here comes the Diva Bomb onto the back line.
Diva Bomb is actually huge! Steal your mind! He steals our minds, he steals the show, and he steals their lives, sending them to spawn, moving forward, and this might be what Team Cancer needed to light the keg, get themselves going, find the spark, and my God, get themselves through Junkertown Point A, finally.
That was some really impressive timing there from Steal Your Mind. I think he saw that the Orisa shield had either just been spawned or was really low or something like that. Looks like Prospect 3000 going to attempt to contest here. Spark getting taken out right off the bat.
SPDPS is just out-dueling Spark every single time, but Soba takes out Delara. Each counterpart asserting dominance on their opponent. Pugsec, though, doing Reaper things, holding that left click, and while Cacti Knight does whip out that whole hog, it's not going to really do too much because the Transcendence is used by Soba. Now keeping the rest of the team alive, the hook does miss, and now we see Reaper coming in with that Death Blossom. He takes out Mr. Ape, and while Kesdan does take out Second, we will finally move ourselves on to point 2 here of Junkertown, circa Team Cancer.
Team Cancer almost pushed into overtime here. It's going to be a hard fight. They've got 2.5 minutes for this point, and, you know, that was really close. So I think that
was very
Prospect can hold it. Like, again, it's 2 ults versus 2 ults. Now we have another ult here from Corsac. That could make a big difference. This little sniper.
Oh, Cube Zapper gets a kill. Only 1 wall is left. Will there be any picks because of it? Cacti Knight does take out Kesdan. Very well done. A good hook coming in, securing a kill. Now
definitely.
This is what the defense needs. They're cornering the entirety of Team Cancer, but can they get the kill on the Mercy? No, Corsac will get out just barely. Until I jinxed it. Sorry, my dude.
No, I'm sure that they are unaware of us, but both the supports there were trapped, and you know they were able to split Team Cancer. Team Prospect 3000 was able to split Team Cancer there, and it didn't seem like they were knowing what to do. Team Cancer seems a little flustered, honestly.
And something interesting to note as Cube Zapper takes out Spark is Team Cancer. You know, we'll get back to whatever I was going to say because we got something important to attend to. It's a Nano Blading Genji. He has taken out Soba. That's one squishy down. He gets sucked right back in. Unfortunately, that will be the only member that goes down to him. But Cacti Knight stealing the show, getting a few kills for himself. And all of these kills are just delaying. And even if Team Cancer gets themselves through Objective 2 here on Junkertown, they're going to be entering point 3 in, you know, one constant fight territory. They're going to have to push through Objective 3 nearly flawlessly.
Basically, we do see the ultimate advantage here from Team Cancer. Cube Zapper starts the fight off low and gets taken out. Here's a big Diva Bomb. Can this do the same thing as last time?
Oh my god!
It's even thicker. Holy crap.
Oh my god, that's thick with 3 Cs, thick with 4 Cs. My god, give it a couple Qs while you're at it. That's just a thick Diva Bomb. And that literally is the big bomb that they needed to save the game. That's literally going to protect Team Cancer as Spark, riding that momentum, riding that high, takes out SB DPS. He fires a right click because he's feeling good, but there is still one more defense coming in from Prospect 3000.
This is going to be really big for Prospect 3000. Two Transcendents coming out, but the one from Team Cancer seeming to prevail here. As
Soba was so close to dying right there. Soba was purple with, I want to say, like 30 HP, and Hog missed a left click on him, and then Soba popped that trance, and maybe Prospect 3000 would have won that fight out had Soba dropped when that happened. But my god, that was, molto bene.
Molto bene. So again, we see the ultimate advantage from Team Cancer. They seem to be having a bit more efficient use here. And Spark also noticeably on McCree. As they've been outdueled by SBDPS, it's time to switch.
We do see a hook come in, take out Steal Your Mind's mech, now left purple, but Pugsec comes in, a Death Blossom is used, followed by Sparks, reinforcements, using that High Noon, just for good measure, taking out SB DPS. And this is slowly but surely turning into Team Cancer territory as they make their way through point 3, as I said, near flawlessly. They have 30 seconds left, and they're basically at the end.
They need to get to the point here. I think the Blade is going to be massive if he doesn't get
Oh, man.
This is going to be a close one.
Blade comes out, does not pick up anyone, but Cacti Knight does take out Soba, who will get rezzed up. Cube Zapper will drop. Another Transcendence used by Soba, getting that incredibly fast, I have to say. Soba keeping the team alive, and with that Bongo being kept, Soba looking a little confused and dazed right there. Kezdan and Pugsec laying up the kill feed, and with the Diva Bomb coming in, Steal Your Mind does take out the Laria, and the pause is dropped in overtime.
Oh my god, Team Cancer had this, and one of their players leaves the match. Well, I guess we see the Genji coming in on the right side, potentially making this a 2v2 fight as Kezdan sleeps on the point. Silly Orisa, why are you sleeping now? SPDPS also on the McCree now, as opposed to in this close range fight, going to be very effective with his flashbang. Hopefully Soba can get back in here. He's not going to be able to make a difference for the fight, but
SB DPS is going to get dropped right away. Look at that health on him, and look at Pugsec. You can tell, no matter what view you have of the game right now, you can tell Pugsec's eyes are just like huge and just like,
gonna get you.
I'm coming for you. Just like licking his chops, like, McCree. I don't know why Reaper sounded Western for a sec, so.
You know,
That's totally fine. We're not gonna say that
on the bright side though. On the bright side though, Kezdan is sleeping this whole time, so Kezdan getting some much needed rest in the middle of this fight.
Yeah, as you can see, back to full health and full armor. So
it's basically the move rest from Pokemon, and Kezdan is Snorlax.
Basic. I'm hoping to see Cube Zapper do something here, though. I mean, it's gonna be difficult with the Mercy.
I think
Team Cancer has this pretty much no matter what.
Yeah, I think Team Cancer has this. I think we need to look forward to overtime. Because Soba just got back in, so we should be getting started very shortly. But we need to look forward to overtime because we're going to have both these teams running it back on offense. And when that happens, I'm going to be afraid of SB DPS on that Widowmaker if I'm Team Cancer, you know? If I see SB DPS on that Widowmaker again, I'm having like Vietnam flashbacks. But right now he's on the McCree, he's on the payload. He does get dropped. I told you, Pugsec had red in those eyes and he saw blood. Pugsec following up with a Death Blossom, taking out Cube Zapper. We have Cacti just doing his best to keep himself alive on the point, but he will not be able to sustain it. And Seka just barely missing getting back onto the point. And Team Cancer does manage to finish out, albeit with only 1 minute left.
Yeah, I mean, 1 minute given to Prospect 3000. Yeah, one additional minute given to Prospect 3000 is really huge here. They were really close, and now having almost double the time, Prospect 3000.
They have over double. They got 221. They got nothing but time. They got time to kill, man. They could literally show up on SB DPS's Widowmaker, get 2 picks, set up on the cart, emote a little bit, and, you know, they'd still have plenty of time. As long as they have a good defense. Because if they can come out... I mean, a minute... Something I always talk about on broadcast is a minute is not... A minute's like one fight. Like, that's literally one fight.
Yeah, it depends, you know. But yeah, 1 to 2 fights, depending on what you have, right?
If you're not disciplined in losing fights, which is a very important trait for these players to have, is discipline in losing fights, then you're going to keep yourself alive. You're going to chuck, you know, grenades to heal yourself when the fight's already lost. You're going to delay your death another 4 or 5 seconds. And that's...
I have a question. Prospect 3000 took forever to get to the point. So maybe they're feeling a little confused, and they're not in their ideal positions, but I think they're going to try to just contest this point.
Interesting to have the Reinhardt and the Hog Cacti Knight just running into the opposition. Questionable movement. SB DPS doing his best to recover because his tanks really are leaving him out to dry right now. You gotta wonder what's going through their heads. Pugsec taking out Abe. Corsac getting the res off. And this fight starting off very well into the side of Team Cancer. And, you know, I gotta say, what the heck was Cacti Knight doing? Look at him. He's at 10% ulti charge on Roadhog. All he's done is walked in and died.
I mean, he used his puffer, right? His inhaler, so
he was purpled, I think, during that.
Yeah. Oh,
so it's like he didn't even get any healing. And now we're almost done with the full minute that Team Cancer had. They're moving their way towards the end of a point 1 here on Junkertown. Steal Your Mind does get purple, but Pugsec will strike first, taking out Cacti Knight again. Gotta question how useful this Roadhog is going to be with Kezdan and Spark getting kills down on to Prospect 3000. This looks like disaster right now. Prospect 3000 in such a good position seem to just be throwing it all away, and they need to regroup and just have one more fight that goes their way. One more. That's all they need to stop this push.
Basically, in this overtime, you know, that's always how it goes. They want to run hard counters. They don't want to switch, or they have the freedom to switch because they don't have a ton of alt charge right now. We're going to have 4 alts potentially coming out from Team Cancer, which is really hard to beat, but they're just going to have to be tactical. A Nano Blade could be massive from Prospect 3000.
Look at
here comes the Diva Bomb onto the point.
Look at SB DPS on the backside. The Diva Bomb does not pick up anyone, but SB DPS has blood in his eyes. He sees the kills, and he is waiting to have them come his way. The nail boost on to the Genji, and while Reaper does come in, he did not pick up a single kill. Delara, though, strikes first for the defense, securing a much-needed kill down on the Sova, and with the beat being dropped, Kezdan so incredibly low thanks to that purple and may not get health back up in time, but Spark is creating time, giving time. I didn't know you could create anything like time when there was nothing matterful in it, but by some grace, Spark gets the kills, Team Cancer gets objective 2, and Prospect 3000 are left with their hands in their pocket.
Yeah, they have one ult, potentially 2 ults left here. This is going to be really difficult for them to contest, and I'm just thinking far in the future that their own offense will be very difficult because they have pushed, Team Cancer has pushed the cart very far.
They have, and something you mentioned earlier on Objective 2 is how quickly this overtime will fade out once they get off of it. Cacti Knight taking out Kezdan, important kill right there, taking out the main tank, eliminating that point presence. Seka and SBDPS are trying everything they can to help Cube Zapper, and while Cube Zapper does not pick up any kill credits, they are pushed off the point. Finally, at the beginning of point 3 on Junkertown, we do see Team Cancer get forced off the point, but my god, Prospect, even with the 2 minutes and 21 seconds they have, I think they'll no matter what, they're going to hit overtime to get to this point. I believe. Yeah,
definitely. It takes about 2 minutes, you know, depending if it's a roll on the first point. We saw how well Team Cancer bunkered up on first point last time. So this has become a really close match, very exciting to talk about, not only that, and watch, right? So hopefully this is providing everyone with enjoyment here. I'm definitely feeling the tension in the air.
Can you feel the tension? Is it palpable?
It is cuttable with a butter knife.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you and everyone watching. I have no idea what it is for the tension to be palpable.
I'm not sure either, honestly.
I've heard that like my whole life, and I just said it, and I have no idea what it means. Like, is it palpable? Like, you know, what does palpable even mean, dude? Like,
well, you know Palpitoad from Pokemon?
Oh,
related to that, right?
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're good.
Look at our team comps here. We have Bastion on defense.
Definitely interesting, you know, having him hold on that low ground right there. You gotta see, will that pay dividends? I like holding the low ground sometimes, but, you know, it can be a little difficult if they get cheeky with their routes, if Cube Zapper can find that flank around the left side, around the water tower. But Kezdan gets dropped low, has that fortify to keep him up. Very nice DM there by Steal Your Mind, keeping his tank alive, giving them the opportunity to rotate that main
DPS going
shield. Pugsec, yeah, taking down SB DPS, and that might be what snowballs this fight in favor. But the Bastion Seb outside the shield, actually, a misplay by the team, miscommunication, ultimately will not affect them in this fight, still picking up the kills, still eliminating their opponents, and still getting the much needed ultimate charge to sustain themselves. And they're doing so good right now because they have chunked a minute off the clock by the time the next fight starts. It's a minute 30 right now, okay? A minute is already off this clock.
Yeah, that's exactly what Team Cancer wants. So tons of ults coming out for both teams. We have Orisa, Seka 69 on 3000, and Ape, and potentially Cube Zapper. You know, you can build Blade pretty quickly, but you can see that Cancer definitely going to be dominating ult charge here.
Yeah, you see Pugsec is just running the show, but gets hooked out of the Immortality Field. Can they kill? He gets back. He will get, and he will have the tank form firing through that window. The amplification matrix with the tank Bastion is not something you want to play with. Hell, Bastion is something you don't want to play with in general. That's a robot, for Christ's sake. And he gets taken out as Genji is not in the mood for any games. He gets one kill. He takes out Spark for a second kill. And the Diva Bomb will be dropped, not finding a single elimination. But this might be exactly what the offense needs. It's Cube Zapper and Delara both finding themselves eliminations.
I think that Prospect 3000 is definitely going to make this point work. There's only nope, they're all dead. Just going to be the Bastion going to try to contest who gets taken out with some timely arrows from SBDPS. As you can see, SBDPS killing 3 in that team fight there.
If I'm Team Cancer, I'm just holding back. You know what they're doing right now.
They're contesting. As you can see, they're contesting.
I don't know if they're going to get there. Oh my gosh, they get there with 0.04 seconds left. That's incredible. So well timed right there. And Cacti Knight finds a kill down on the Soba. The Dragon Strike will be used by SBDPS. And he gets 3 kills with that Dragon Strike. That is such an incredible kill. That's so crucial.
Massive.
And that's going to preserve this push for Prospect 3000. So well done right there. Kudos to you, SBDPS. I was saying before this map that Delaria was going to be my MVP for this team, but right now SBDPS is stealing that show.
SBDPS looking amazing. We saw them doing amazing work on defense on Widowmaker. The same is holding true for offense on Hanzo this time. Spark switching to the McCree. Let's see what can happen here. Shield already down. Big pull.
Whoa. Taking out one, Seka finishing up the kill on the Kezdan. I really like this mindfulness to have the swap come in. Such a well-timed shield by Seka. God, that was so well done, preventing the flashbang. You gotta give credit where credit's due. I love you, my main tank players. And now,
looks like Prospect 3000 is gonna take this point because, like, the spot, there's no more choke points after they capture point 2. They just have to push it a little further.
Ooh.
They're gonna have the numbers to contest. Team Cancer is.
Cube Zapper. Look at Cube Zapper's ultimate. They have the Nano Blade. They have that available for this last fight. And there's going to be no response for the defense. Ooh, look at that cheeky Bastion positioning. Pucksec he's sitting there, he's waiting there, and Kez has no idea it's coming. Dragon Blade, it's thrown out with the Nano Boost. And this is just ultimate economy at its finest. And man, the hill was large, the mountaintop was in the clouds, but we get to see Prospect 3000 come up with a victory here on Junkertown and give themselves a 2-1 series map score.
That was beautiful. You know, we was so close for the first point, right? Like, they had time, so they felt a little comfortable, like right here on this play of the game here. But this made a huge difference. I was worried about them using this, not the Nano, but the Transcendence. And the Transcendence, like, it could have carried them through the second point.
Oh, look at Abe. One sec. Just look at Abe's healing.
Oh my god.
Shout out to that man.
But it didn't matter. The Transcendence used on second point didn't matter. I think it was good. They had enough ults. And also, Team Cancer switched around their composition, so they may have lost some ult charge that they needed. But the walk from spawn was just too long. Like, just such a bad spot for that cart to stop for Team. So amazing plays from Prospect 3000. Great work to them, but of course to both teams. Team Cancer doing great too.
In chat, Team Cancer saying that Bastion swap after the first point take in overtime really screwed with their heads. They weren't expecting that. So when we see Prospect come out on that pirate ship for the second part of Junkertown, I mean, you're not expecting that, and that just rolls through them, gets them ultimate charge, and then, you know, at that point, it was already over. It was just Team Cancer's show to lose. Excuse me, Prospect's show to lose. And so now, we will have Numbani coming up very shortly as we get the side settled, who's defending, who's attacking. But, Moshe, we need to make sure everyone knows, vote for that MVP down in your Twitch chat. Vote for who should get that nice, sweet MVP poll W. And maybe we'll talk to them after the show. Maybe we'll give them a little air.
Ask them some cool questions. So put your votes in, guys and gals. We've got SBDPS being very highlighted. Cube Zapper doing some good job on
Spark doing work.
Kestan always a solid main tank. Corsac, right? And then Ape doing some really amazing healing on that last one. So it's kind of anyone's battle here for the player of the match. Moving into Numbani.
Yeah. Remember when this fell out of comp queue? Just kind of disappeared for a bit?
I do.
I don't.
I wasn't really playing during that point.
Yeah, I wasn't either, to be honest with you. But ever since roll queue came back, I've been grinding hard.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. Roll queue 222 required lock is definitely shaking up the meta, but it's going to require Blizzard to rebalance maybe a few of their heroes. I don't think anything's feeling too cancerous right now, but people would argue with me about that with the Mei, Hog, Orisa kind of composition. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's too bad because I think there are counters to that. you know, there are ways to play around that. There are ways to deal with it. Now we have Sigma, which is a fantastic pick into bunker compositions with his I don't remember the name of the ability, but his left shift that just sucks in damage and turns it into a shield. He sends out a shield at the objective or wherever he's aiming. He's just so good against that bunker composition. He really can help any team deal with that. So maybe once he gets his way into the Owl scene to pro play, we'll see what he's really made of, and maybe it's the death of bunker. Because a lot of people are also fans of that Reinhardt change too. The you know how Reinhardt doesn't get booped around nearly as much anymore. I think he takes like 35% less, or he moves like 35% less, something along those lines. So
he's just heavier.
Yeah, he's just a massive unit. Okay, he is a Chad. He hits the gym, flexes on these normies. You know what everyone does in their free time.
So looks like we have a dive, like a hybrid triple support dive comp from. Sorry, I'm blanking. This is Team Cancer with Prospect 3000 on defense. They're going to dive onto the Torp turret.
They do take out Cube Zapper's turret, but a point tick will go into the favor of the offense. Defense trying their best to just hold down the fort, but I think that point tick just sent them into a frenzy, and now we will see Seka69 trying his best to just hold down the fort, keep the team alive, keep the point in their control, but he will only delay his death. He is a robot after all, so maybe, you know, he doesn't really mind it all that much. And we will see the side of Team Cancer get themselves through point A and move the cart through objective B here on Nimbani.
Yeah, some interesting choices there on defense. Torbjorn, not super good against the dive comp, but of course they had no idea that that was what was coming from Team Cancer. And we have Cube Zapper now on Pharah, which is a strong pick against dive. Now they can apply some pressure from the skies and hopefully not die to being jumped on by a big monkey and a girl in a mech suit. So
I think people will usually ask for that. Not a big fan of seeing this, you know, dive goats kind of thing. You know, I thought we were dead and gone with this, guys, but you know what? Sometimes you just have to bring back those old horrid nightmares. As we see Monkey dive in there, steal your mind, trying to just cause a little mayhem in the back, diving on the bourgeoisie ape, actually causing him to bounce around a little bit, maybe making him feel like he's not the real ape in this situation, but steal your mind is. Nobody will fall during that monkey ultimate. Actually, Soba, his own teammate, does fall, and Seka getting that nano boost, followed up by a diva bomb. This will be a fight wipe for the defense, and it will look very strong right now for Prospect 3000.
Yeah, Prospect 3000 looking nice on that fight. They did have to commit a handful of ults, but they have a couple more coming up, right? Like we see Seka having their ult. And then Cube Zapper also having ult, with Delara being on the cusp, right? So they're gonna have be able to contest properly for the next fight. Definitely, I don't see Team Spark coming through on this fight unless they can time their grab and take advantage of it, which is something that can shut down ultimates fairly readily. So they just got to be ready.
Speaking of being ready, Cube Zapper was ready from the get-go, taking 2 members down along with a mech. That is a single ultimate usage for an entire fight wipe. Such good economy right there coming out from the defense. So well done by Prospect 3000. And because Cube Zapper was the only one to use his ultimate, coming into the next fight, oh, excuse me, as I say that though, Delara does in fact pop that Valkyrie. But coming into the next fight, regardless, they have SB DPS and they have Seka, both with those ultimates at their disposal.
I think that could make a big difference. The Valkyrie there, it puts them down an ultimate in comparison to Team Cancer. Oh, here comes the booster. And the
Graviton Surge is used. Both tanks caught in there, as well as Geo's ape. Unfortunately, you aren't as big of an ape as Winston, so you don't have that health pool, you don't have that shield, so you will just fall down because you are a grandma with a rifle.
You know, I feel like she may not want to be on the battlefield. She has some cool skills, but she can really only walk everywhere. I don't know. I'm just kidding. We saw Cube Zapper use their ult there to try to contest the point, but was shut down extremely quickly. So some interesting decisions coming out from Prospect 3000, looking to hold point 3. 2 ults versus 2 ults with a Shatter coming up from Steal Your Mind. And here it comes right now.
Oh my gosh! Abe with an incredible sleep right as the shatter came down, making that ultimate nearly useless. SBDPS coming in. He has the ultimate. He has the Death Blossom. He picks up 2 kills with it, and he may get dropped by Kesdan, but he has already done the damage needed to secure this fight win for the defense. And now, Prospect 3000, all they have to do is mop up the final few scraps, make sure they go to the janitor's closet, get themselves some pine sol, and then clean up the mess that they've left.
Oh, that ultimate, I kind of like that. It killed Kesdan, denied the mech, and it finished off Spark. Cube Zaps are seeming to build their ult extremely quickly from that damage boost on Mercy, so seems like the barrage is a bit of a throwaway ult. It's a good thing, you know, you're able to seal that fight. They're just going to have to be cautious and going to have to use the Valkyrie and the damage bongo carefully in this next fight, because you can see Graviton coming up from Team Cancer. It's going to happen.
You see the Diva Bomb thrown in there. Anyone dead? Unfortunately for them, no one will fall. SB and Spark picking up kills. Cacti Knight following up with another one onto his counterpart. Soba SBDPS also joining the fun, and that will be a fight win yet again for the defense. And I gotta say, Goats isn't looking too good right now. The reason Cube Zapper is getting so much ultimate charge, now 61%, is because he's firing into a Goats team that doesn't even have an Ana or a Zenyatta. They were running, excuse me, Moira, Lucio, and Brig.
They've definitely switched it up now. We see Spark, Kesdan going back to the kind of Orisa.
Thank you, much better.
Comp. Yeah, I think they might find some success here where the Hog can hook the Diva, demech her, and Spark can use the flashbang to their advantage on the flank. So maybe we'll see some spicy plays from Team Cancer. We have in the past. 2 minutes left on the clock, and they're attacking the high ground right now.
And I do like that double hit scan choice. You know, a Reaper, as we say, it comes in SBDPS, picking up 2 kills in that tiny Cacti Knight, having some fun as well. And wow, very well done by SBDPS. Very well timed, super cheeky, and you know, that just delays the push further. But as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, is that I like that the hit scan choice coming in from the offense. You know, having Spark. Okay, you know what? Sorry for mentioning, buddy. You know, Caster Curse just struck you and you get dropped. But highlighting Spark, I think having this hit scan, having this McCree is going to be so crucial for them because he can stop SBDPS with that stun. He can stop Cube Zapper with that stun. It's just going to be a matter of if he has that awareness to use that stun for those two diving in or causing havoc on the backline.
Something interesting also is Spark switched to McCree, and then instantly Cube Zapper switched to Genji. Like, they are ready to counter this team.
Ooh, the shield comes down right as the Diva Bomb is used, but nobody will die from it. So well done right there by the offense. Team Cancer responding properly, moving up into the fight instead of running away from that Diva Bomb. And now, with the offense finding their footing, finding some momentum, Spark finding a kill, we might just see Team Cancer finish out Nimbani, but they only have 35 seconds left, Moshi.
They do indeed. Cube Zapper getting hooked on the back line. He was looking for a cheeky blade there. It's going to be the final fight, 6v5 without their Genji player. So let's see what they can do here on defense.
He is back, though. Cube Zapper will be coming from spawn very shortly. Spark, though, taking out both supports. With no healing left, SBDPS takes the fight into his own hands. A nano-boosted Reaper. It's Beyblade meta again, ladies and gentlemen. And now...
Is Beyblade back? Is Beyblade back? Oh my gosh, guys. I think
if you ask SBDPS, it's back. I mean, look at that. A quad kill on the point, and there's not even going to be anyone touching forcing overtime. And so we will see Team Cancer almost finish out Numbani. Unfortunately for them, coming up a little short, very well held at the end there by Prospect 3000. And now with Prospect 3000 taking over the reins on offense, they're setting themselves up to win out on Numbani right here and right now.
They definitely are. They did an amazing job of, you know, negating all of Team Cancer's switches. It literally takes ult charge to switch your character. So keeping that in mind, you don't really want to switch unless you have a really hard counter. But with the defense kind of spawn advantage, they have the literal advantage when switching heroes. So we saw Spark switch to counter the Pharah onto McCree, but then Genji just switched, and then Diva was on defense the whole time. So, you know, kind of there to eat the Graviton surges. We didn't see that happen, but you had to be careful. Zarya always had to be careful with their timing. And I think the triple support, triple tank, it moved them through the course slowly, through the map slowly. So it worked, but it literally just wasn't fast enough. So they didn't have the damage, right? So they had the control, they had the healing, but they couldn't win fights because they couldn't get picks, you know. So when it was a brawl, and when Prospect 3000 didn't have ultimates and that kind of thing, they were winning fights. But as soon as Prospect 3000 gained that ultimate advantage, they started losing and had to switch it up. So pretty decent choices there from Team Cancer, but Prospect 3000 taking it out. Let's move on to point one. Looks like we have dive also from Prospect 3000 on defense.
And I really like SB DPS whipping out this Ashe. The first we've seen him pull out so far, landing a headshot there onto Mercy, almost killing Corsac on the Mercy. Fortunately able to just get himself away from that fight, and Spark actually responds, defending his Mercy's honor, taking SB DPS, and now that might be the go button that the defense needed to just send themselves forward, as Team Cancer are just corralling the offense here of Prospect 3000 into this corridor, and this is just a room full of ultimate charge just waiting to be taken for Team Cancer.
Yeah, interesting choice to go lower on here. They were in that small room for a very long time, hammering away at that shield, and Spark was on the point the whole time, so it's not like they were going to be able to flank around really effectively. So I think they need to rethink their strategy and either take the high ground or take the center. But high ground might be difficult for them right now. So let's see what they can do here.
With Steal Your Mind holding that left side alongside Spark holding hands with each other, the crossfire this creates is definitely going to be difficult for this dive to deal with. Dive is such a hard composition to execute. You need to make sure you're working in tandem with your tanks and DPS, diving in at the same time, getting the Genji resets, getting these low health targets eliminated, and unfortunately nobody is going to drop for the defense, as we see Team Cancer looking very strong here, holding down the fort, asserting their dominance, and we only have 2 minutes left on the clock for this offense. If Prospect 3000 doesn't get anywhere in the next 2 minutes, they're going to have a really hard time dealing with the overwhelming ultimate economy that will come out from this Team Cancer lineup.
Yeah, it's almost 4v4 ults here. Spark, very close. Also SB DPS, very close. Bob is an amazing kind of thing on this point. There's no Ana from the defense, so they won't be able to sleep. There's no stuns, so it could make a big difference.
Yeah. And so, will that Bob make the difference? We see two ultimates used. Respective Diva Bombs are thrown out there. Will Monkey die? He does not. But in fact, Cacti Knight does die. He does not get the remake in. And we have to wonder if this is worth the fight for the offense anymore. We see the blade is being invested, but he gets taken out by Punksec. Oh, simultaneously. Cube Zapper, what are you doing? You have to hold that ultimate. And then now, your team is left with a minute on the clock. And they only have Bob and the Beat.
Yeah, Bob and the Beat sounds like a new band name.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sounds like a bad Disney movie.
I think it's cool.
Bob and the Beat, like,
yeah,
that's something starring like Selena Gomez, circa 2009, and you know, she finds her best friend is actually like a musically gifted robot named Bob.
See, that actually sounds pretty interesting.
All right, well, you know what? Maybe this is your moment to write that screenplay. But in the meantime, this is the moment for Team Cancer to just hold down a little longer. But Cube Zapper and Bob are going to tag team the point, take control, and do what they can to make sure that Prospect 3000 is not out just yet.
Bob doing some amazing work here. He's picked up like 3 kills. So props to Bob. And we're gonna see Prospect 3000 take point A. Maybe Pugsec's trying to contest, but he gets taken out of the fight by the Doomfist.
Ooh, Pugsec getting hit with a fire strike on the back end there, on his backside. Must be a little hot in the Tukis region. And so we have ultimates available for both these teams. Only one is on the side of the offense. They have the Beat. So if he times that properly, he can just eliminate Spark's ultimate from having any use.
Basically, yeah. I mean, if you have one defensive ult, and if they combine it with the Moira ult, Moira can be kind of awkward. to use her ult with, but
Yeah.
Cacti Knight may be able to get some ult charge and force Team Cancer out of position.
Cacti Knight getting a little too close for comfort, and a pause does come out as Pugsec is eliminated with a nice right hook to the jaw.
Hiya! Pugsec actually leaving the game. That's probably why he died.
See, I hate when my DPS rage quit, you know?
Yeah, man, these stinking levers. Wow, these competitive matches.
I thought Roll Q would fix this, and now we're still stuck in this. Jeff, please. I'm begging you. Dad, Jeff, please.
Man, it looks like Pugsec may have just disconnected
We'll
accidentally.
be getting back here shortly, hopefully.
Yep.
So I got
So
these matches finished up. We have to finish out Numbani. This is a very tense final 2 minutes, possibly.
yeah, the final 2 minutes. I mean, this can make a huge difference. They've got 2 minutes. Man, they gained their time, and now they have 2 minutes, and they're further along than they were on the capture point, right? So like, I feel like Prospect 3000 is in the lead despite being at the ult disadvantage. I mean, we just saw a super good pick onto Pugsec, potentially from just bad internet, but still, it's a pick. And they're going to be down 5 to 6, but they have 3 ults, so this could swing either way, honestly.
It could. I mean, the beat is such an influential ultimate that if you drop it at the right time, it can successfully eliminate the threat from not only Spark's ultimate, but Steal Your Mind's ultimate too. Because if they pop those in tandem, you drop the beat, the bomb goes off. Some people get hit, some people don't, and then you just have to deal with the soldier ultimate, in which case you still have leftover shield going for you. So you know it can be timed very well to just keep a whole team alive and make it a bad day for anyone using an offensive ultimate.
But if we see Steal Your Mind get like 3 or 4 kills with Diva Bomb, like we have in the past, that fight could just be won.
Yeah, I mean, Steal Your Mind, like, considering what we saw on Junkertown, Steal Your Mind is someone that we need to make sure is given some time in the spotlight with that check next to his icon. That's going to be someone to watch. There's going to be someone that can literally single-handedly win the game, even if Pugsec doesn't come back, okay? Even if Pugsec doesn't return, Steal Your Mind can just drop a bomb that wipes the team and wins the game.
Yeah, that's the power of Bomb. I mean, it's high risk, high reward, as in high risk, it literally does nothing. But high reward, it can win the whole team, potentially. So
it will be hard in the streets phase, though. Just
there's so much cover.
Yeah. But if anyone can do it, Steal Your Mind can.
Yeah.
Or Cacti Knight, who also has that ulti.
Right, exactly. So Cube Zapper also probably going to get their ult pretty quick here. Doomfist just kind of builds ult like no one. So, going to be able to dive the back line there, maybe build up. I'm just theory crafting here. Silba going to be able to heal their team. That ult. Seems like we are going to be a little delayed, a little longer. Router problems are cited as the issue for Pugsec. So Comcast, Time Warner is Spectrum. My bad. Stop messing with his router. We know he has things to do.
We know where you live.
Yeah,
I will find you Time Warner, or Comcast, or Verizon, or whoever is running this poor person's internet into the ground.
In the meantime, you guys want to vote for the star player? Yeah, for the MVP? That would be great.
Or maybe hit the Twitch channel with a follow. If you're feeling real bored, maybe him with a subscribe. You know, just like, you know, LOL so bored, just subscribed, haha XD. You know, that could be you. Just come in with a subscribe. And for the trifecta, for the triple play, the 1, 2, 3, follow on Twitch, subscribe on Twitch, follow on Twitter. And then if you want the quadruple play, you just enter in to Star Esports tournaments while you're subscribed on Twitch, following on Twitter, and following on Twitch.
Get your friends together, come to Star Esports, compete, if you're looking for something above 6 stacking in your platinum games, we've got you covered, honestly.
And you get some people to talk over your game, so everything you do just feels that much more hype when you watch it back.
It's true. We can overanalyze everything you're thinking and probably, just intuitively know already as a competitive Overwatch player. You've got the mind for Overwatch, where we just are like, I don't know what you're doing. You're doing a great job, but I just gotta guess. That's not really true, but sometimes we theory craft and sometimes we're wrong. So tell us when we're wrong. Tell us when we're right, because that's what builds hype. So,
ooh, okay, spitting bars. I see you.
We gotta start beatboxing over here.
Yeah, sorry, got a little into the moment. Thought you were spitting the freestyle right there. You had some rhymes coming, but
I mean,
it passed. Long gone but not forgotten. That moment, 2K19. And then we just pour one out for the fallen homie. That's the proper etiquette you follow.
It sure is. I think we're running out of things to talk about. This pause needs to be undone. Get your router together. Come on back.
I think we just need
to play.
I think we just need to ask whoever's DDoSing to kindly stop DDoSing.
It's me.
It's you. Well, in chat,
DDoSing.
I confessed it was me, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I don't know if that's the tea or anything, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Haha.
Ha!
Another update. Team Cancer is looking for an emergency substitute. So hopefully, looks like he is coming in, and they're gonna play. So
I just offered my services, so if I disappear from the broadcast, it's because I got subbed in to play for Team Cancer.
Well, that would just be so stellar, and I would get to solo cast, which is not something I haven't done before. So
it's not something you haven't done before, so you've done it.
Correct.
I've done it too. It's quite a show. It's quite difficult. I have this place that I've casted with, and I've had to solo cast and spectate all by myself and run the stream, and it's a show, let me tell you.
I believe that. Holy crap. Hey,
when
but
I tell you overwhelmed,
yeah.
Right?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I had a hiccup come in right there, so
oh geez.
Unfortunate timing. Oh geez, Rick. Oh.
I was gonna say that at least your casting lines up with what you're seeing on the screen.
Yeah, right? Ooh, right. Let's go. Luke, 616, coming in, the emergency sub for Team Cancer in the most dire of situations. This is 2 minutes left on point B. We are seeing a ferocious attack coming out from Prospect 3000, and the defense of Team Cancer is in a moment where they basically have to defend, or they will see themselves give up a map. Simple as that. They didn't get all the way to the end, so they have to defend. They have to make sure that they prevent a full capture, or they will give up Numbani.
That is 100% true, and they're starting again on the back foot. Team Cancer is ready, and Team Spark is ready. So 5 seconds until the unpause. Let's see what happens. Did I say Team Spark?
You did. Now, everyone who's a Spark fan, Twitch chat, let him know that it's his team now. As Cacti Knight takes out Pugsec, we saw that happen before the pause, and Steal Your Mind fishes off a kill onto Cacti Knight, demeching and eliminating that Diva from play. Now, a Soldier ultimate will be used, the visor is set, and now we have to check that man's mouse because the aim hacks are live and being used to their fullest. He turned away from a Lucio that was right next to him, Spark. Why would you do that?
The pause Foster, you gotta win the fight after the pause, so you commit.
It's like when you wake up from a nap and you don't really know what year it is, and you're just like, oh,
I did that earlier today.
Oh, that's a good feeling. You know what must be a good feeling too? Winning Numbani.
Looks like Prospect 3000, they have that in their sights, and they're on the Reinhardt, and with Reinhardt, no O-Tank, second tank, Reinhardt Diva, contesting the high ground. Team Cancer on the high ground, 1 minute left on the clock. they're trying to push this payload. There's just too much spam coming out. Diva Bomb on the back line.
Diva Bomb will be used by Cacti Knight, picking up one. Deck is gone, and now a Diva Bomb will be used in response. Steal Your Mind. Unfortunately, I think that Diva Bomb missed its mark just a little bit there, buddy. A purple does in fact find its targets. Ape showing us why he deserves to be given credit where credit is due, with Kezdan taking out Cacti Knight's mech. A massive shatter throws down onto Luke 616. The replacement is being put in his place right now. He has no damage being done. He's being sent back to spawn, actually, with that gray screen being oh so pretty, and with only Steal Your Mind left on the point. This interesting 3-tank solo DPS setup from Team Cancer isn't looking too promising, because we have a minute 40 left for the offense to push all the way through.
We're gonna, yeah, that's gonna be kind of a short amount of time, but with the way that they're looking, we've got 2 alts coming out, 3 alts coming out from Team Cancer, 2 alts coming out from Prospect 3000, so could be close. We saw them at the ult disadvantage last fight, but they brought it through.
Oh, Steal Your Mind, what are you doing? Steal Your Mind just went into the backline, gave up his life. He is no longer in mech, and with that advantage, this may be what it is needed for the offense to just push through, but Prospect 3000 being held at bay thanks to Spark and Luke. Look at the substitute, Luke 616 coming in, raining down some hell onto Borj. Oh, I'll never get that name right, Mr. Ape.
So, okay. We see 3 alts on Prospect 3000, and we have 2 alts currently ready from Team Cancer. But Cacti Knight, 85%, Steal Your Mind, 75%. So this could be really close, guys. They've got 30 seconds left on the push. They got to make it around one corner, but they don't have to make it all the way to the end. So it could be close.
It could be. And speaking of close,
Shatter.
this is it. Do or die. The Shatter is thrown down with the Diva backline as well as Cacti Knight picking up 2. This could be the kills that Team Prospect 3000 need, but Team Cancer finding their way back with Luke 616 picking up a kill on the cube. This could be the substitute's time to shine. He is the ringer. He is the last thought of this team, but he could be the only hope they have left, as we see Soba taking the mantle from him right there, using that coalescence to cause some damage. But oh, Seka drops so low, manages to keep himself afloat just a little bit longer.
Oh, looks like Doomfist coming down onto the tanks here, but Spark on their ult taking 2 out. This could spell the end for Prospect 3000.
Yep.
That is it, folks.
Team Cancer taking a 3-1 series victory after an incredibly close Numbani matchup where they had to get a substitute at the last moment. Shout out to you, Luke 616.
Great, good on you for coming into play for like 2 minutes, but I'm sure you made a big difference. This ultimate here, I think, was huge, like a really big game changer for both teams.
Oh yeah, this sealed the deal, man. This Soldier Visor is what gave them the secured victory, but 3 cards going over to Prospect 3000. So shout out to Prospect 3000 for doing such a good job, and really the first half of this series and the second half of this series looked very different from Prospect 3000.
It sure did. Prospect brought their A game on the second 2 maps, and I feel like the cart, they're ready to have that cart with them. It's their little friend. So looks like we may be having an interview in here. Steal Your Mind may be coming in a second, but
ooh, Steal Your Mind, the man, the myth, the legend with the Diva Bomb coming in, giving us a chance to ask him about the team. And Team Cancer, shout out to these guys coming in here, taking out Prospect 3000, giving us a good show. But who gave us the best show? You guys need to let us know in the vote from Twitch chat. Make sure you let us know who deserves that MVP mantle for today. Who in this game impressed you the most? Let us know. Speaking of someone who impressed us the most, we have Steal Your Mind here with us. Steal Your Mind, how you doing, buddy?
how do you feel?
Hello very much. How is everyone doing?
We're doing great, man. But how are you doing? Feel after that series?
That was very intense. That was very, very interesting.
Very sweaty, I bet.
Yeah, you don't want to.
All right, so something that we pointed out, Moshi and I, is it felt like two different matches really between the first two maps and the last two maps. Did you guys feel that? You know, the first two and the last two. The first two just, you know, they looked a little one-sided in your favor.
It definitely felt that way. I think it has more to do with the map type than anything else. Just the intricacies of payload, I think our teams are a little bit weaker on.
Yeah, and the Widow play from Prospect 3000 definitely seemed to be a bane for you guys with I think it was AB DPS was his name. He was just popping off on that Widow.
SB
DPS. Yeah, he was just popping off.
Yeah, I should have swapped from Hog to Diva a lot earlier, and we just didn't recognize that.
Yeah, that can be kind of hard to deal with. So you want to like dive in on the Diva, but any
so
other...
like, yeah, I got plenty more. Don't you worry. So Steal Your Mind. A big play that happened, a big thing that we saw was your Diva bomb on Junkertown. So talk to us. Let us know, like, how does it feel knowing that you hit like multiple like 2-3K Diva bombs throughout the series? Like, do you practice these Diva bombs at all, or are you just like, you know what, let me just flick it, see what happens? Like, how do you go into that? How do you approach these?
Really, it's more just my team. It's got nothing to do with the bomb placement, really. You just press Shift and Q at the same time. It's really getting that enemy Orisa shield down the second they refresh it, and then you just cast in the bomb.
Mm-hmm. And you did that really well there. I mean, you could see it on broadcast. Like, right when Orisa's shield would go down, you just yeet out that Diva bomb. And, I mean, that's the go signal. So kudos to you. But in your team, is that something that like you'd recognize and say like, I'm doing it right now? Do you have like a single person who identifies that and says, you know, chuck out that Diva bomb? You know, how does that go for you guys?
I think the times today, I think I was the one who called it out, but normally it's whoever can manage.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So would it typically fall on anyone in particular? Do you feel you find yourself being the vocal one in the team, or is there one voice that stands out to you?
Oh, it's not one voice, it's everybody talking.
Yeah?
Yes, everyone's talking, everyone's doing cons, everyone's saying things. We even clear cons when we need to.
So do you have do you have a leader on this team? Do you have someone you look to as maybe a captain or some kind of like person where if they say something in a game, in a tough decision, you know, this is what we're going with?
For the most part, we listen to Spark, our team captain, and it's worked out well for us. So far in the two games that I've been in, it's been clear. Spark's the one to listen to.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Has that tactical mind.
Yeah, exactly. He's the tactical. He's the big brain behind the big.
Indeed.
Cool.
So Moshe, you got anything for our man?
I guess, how do you feel about playing Diva with Sigma?
I don't think Diva Sigma is really that good. I think that Sigma can be well done with an Orisa or a Zarya, but Diva, she's not going to be able to protect Sigma that much.
Okay, wonderful. I just want to get your thoughts on that for the upcoming Sigma availability. So,
Sigma is going to be a fun time.
I also wanted to ask, what led to your guys' decision for triple tank, triple support on offense? I believe that was on Numbani Streets.
We were talking about, should we do goats, should we just do dive, should we do something, and I put up the idea of doing mountain goats because it's Numbani, you really want to play dive. And once we got up there, it was like, okay, what are they running? Oh, they're doing a really tight bunker. So I just said, okay, time to dive.
Right, yeah. And it seemed like a little bit slow progress on the streets, but of course for first point it seemed extremely effective. So I think that was a good decision.
Indeed, it just seems like that we need to work on our payloads, and we'll be doing that in recent times.
Well, best of luck to you. Any closing words for you, Beanies?
Shout out to your last minute sub. Kudos to that guy.
Yes, thank you, Luke616, very much.
Showed up at the last minute, just played some Roadhog and left. Good man, good lad.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
As long as you don't have any shout outs or anything, this is your moment to shine. So I'll give you just a minute, and yeah.
Thank you, Team Cancer, for letting me join the team. Thank you, Story Esports, for running this wonderful thing. And looking forward to more matches in the future.
All right. We'll see you later.
Thank you, man. You have a good night, Steel.
Good night.
Alrighty. So we're coming towards the end of our broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. But if we can have a drum roll, please, we have our viewer voted MVP for tonight's matchup. So with the MVP votes in, a drum roll in everyone's head will go off right now. And you're thinking right now. SB DPS.
Hey!
Woo! So kudos to SB DPS. I mean, that Widowmaker, that says it all. That Widowmaker is I bet the sole reason SB showing up here. But that Reaper definitely coming in a close second, if anything.
We also saw some really good skill on Hanzo there. So a versatile DPS player, and that's what you can ask for, right? That's what you really need. Versatility.
Yeah, exactly. So shout out to SB DPS. Good job. I mean, even in defeat, you're a shining light for your team. So good job. Good teamwork. Everyone, good A+. Whoa.
Just give each other a big old hug.
A pat on the back, a kiss on the cheek, and maybe some cookies and milk. Everyone will feel nice and warm.
Thanks, Mom.
Yep. And so, as we shall end our broadcast here, thank you, everyone, for enjoying these matches with us. Thank you for letting myself and my co-host here talk into your ears for a few hours. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the matches. Once again, I've been Beanies. You can find me on every social at BeaniesENT. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, whoever it may be. Hit me up there at BeaniesENT. And Moshi, what do you have? Any closing words for our people?
Nothing really special, but I've been Moshi Man, and I love casting here for Start Your Sports. It's super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. You guys can check me out on Twitch. I don't stream, but you can check me out there anyways. And I'm also on Twitter at Moshi Man. So feel free to check out those social media outlets. And we'll see you guys in the next one. And have a great night. I've been the co-host Moshi Man, and my main host will send us off.
Woo! All right, I'm hitting that eject button, strapping our seatbelts into the seats, and we're going to head for liftoff as the stream ends. Goodbye, everybody.